Hello, my crafty friends. It's Miriam here at the Paper Wheel Studio, home of the Wheelchair Crafter. I am here today working with some coffee sleeves and filters, as promised. I only have one of them, but I have one of these brown coffee filters. I may have some more put away somewhere, but I could only get to one at this time. But we're going to make something with this. Oh, I'm seeing a pocket. I don't know about you. I could probably try other things as well. But I think I'm going to stick with a pocket, maybe. Unless something comes to mind in the meantime. And then I have 3 of these coffee sleeves that they put over coffee. This is what our local coffee shop puts over their coffees. And, of course, I saw them, and I had to save a few over time because I thought, pockets, junk journals, let's see what we can decorate and come up with. Yes, they'll be covered with something, and we'll go from there. I've got an envelope of scraps here within reaching. I also have a scrap just laying here. I'm not sure why, but we'll put it with my envelope of scraps. And I also have some of my stamps still hanging out where I did stamping in one of my recent videos, and they've never gotten put away. I have a few little vintage stickers. I'll share this with you when we get to decorating. I have 3 sticker packs in this container that I got from Temu, and I'll kind of flip through them as I'm looking for ones to use so that you can see them. I could put the link, but likely if you're looking for junk journal supplies on YouTube, or excuse me, on Temu or Shein, you just got to go on there and look, search vintage stickers, and you'll get a bunch of options. So you just kind of have to do some searching to run into some things, because you will also find the same product on there at different prices. And depending on my purchases and the amount I've done on Temu, my price might show different than yours, because they offer a lot of deal specials and all these wonderful fun things that you can do to earn credits that you can use on there. More reasons to get you to buy from them, I know. However, they're a very good supplier for junk journals. Excuse me, I'm going to get my tea sitting to the side out of our way here. Apologize. Looks like a pretty big jug of tea there on the camera, doesn't it? But that's my large tea, and I'll drink from that the rest of the day. All right. So let's get started and get these pieces. I was looking at these for just a few minutes before I came on to do my video. They are double layered and don't need to be. I think if I glued it down on the bottom and sides, that it's thick enough here that it's just going to create a lot of bulk in the pages of the journal. And when you fill it, it's just going to make even more bulk. So I believe what I'm going to do, we'll try it, see how these go. I'm simply going to cut it down so that my pocket will have a bit of a gusset. And I'm going to leave enough that when I glue it down, I have enough glue to get it glued down. I also brought along a couple napkins here that I don't know how well it will cover the writing on them, because napkins you can usually see through. So I don't know that would be a good idea, but I brought them along just to see. This has you could really see it there. It has a pattern on it. So I'm going to probably sand it with my sanding disc a bit before I put down anything. And I might use one of my paste or some Mod Podge, or definitely cover it with glue stick. Yeah, undecided. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of 3 of these and have them ready to go. Even though we only have 4 pieces here, I'm going to kind of work in a mass make thought process, do my cutting of my pockets all at once, and then I'll come back and cover them, and then depending on the time we have, we'll do some simple decorating. I might just simply use some labels that I have handy and my stickers that I have. So, and then I'll add additional things to them as time goes on. I always have my washi tapes here too. You know, my usuals, my inks, different inks. I've been doing some stamping, so instead of having my current inks that I'm working on for this journal, I also have several others here that I can pull from my stamping video. So let's just see what we got here. All right, there we go. And when they go down, I'm going to put them down some way in that way. Let me get my ruler here, and I'm going to measure it across. I think my clear ruler is within reach back here. Let me see if I can grab it, because it also has inches on it, unlike my metal ruler that I use a lot. And I'm going to grab my sand, one of my sand. I have two. I have the disc sander, and then I have an embry board sander. So I'm going to bring my sander along, and let's see if this, yes, it does have inches. Good. That tea is just, there's not much room on my desk today. So, yeah, I know I can clean it off, but that's too easy, right? Okay. It's hard to see my numbers, but at the top of my pocket, it would be about 5 inches. So this would fit in your standard. If you use the 8.5 by 11 paper, your pages are going to be about 5.5 inches wide. So that would fit most journals. So there's no need to rescore or cut them down in any way. They would be a little over 2.5. It's 2 and, well, this actually has it on here. 2 and, how many eighths? 5/8 tall. And across the bottom, you've got 4 inches. They're a little over 4 inches. 4 1/8 maybe. So we got that. And again, this is, I'll just show you in comparison here. This is the coffee cup holder, and then you have your filters. Not going to be that much bigger to go into a journal as a pocket as well. You could even put it on this side and have your pocket fanning out like a fan if you chose to. So we just need to cover these 3 pieces. Let's see. Let's try the napkins first and see if we're going to get much coverage with a napkin. Don't think we will. Even I have this beautiful peachy rose and flowers for spring, but I'm afraid it is, you're going to, oh, you can see it through, and I haven't even separated my layers. You can see right through that. Yep. So if you do a napkin, you probably have to color in that white on the sleeve in order to use it. So I'm not even going to try my brown napkins. Lay those back to the side for another day. And they'll probably sit over here by my tea that's sweating, and it'll absorb all of the sweat from my tea and won't be any useful. But anyway, I also have in this some just various little bits and pieces that might work on these. Little advertisement piece. We'll check it out and see. You don't know beyond that what else might work out of here, honestly. It's just some variety of pieces. Yeah, I'm not seeing much to use. Well, a few more of these, just papers. These are just papers. The rest are folded into pockets and things like that. So let's see if maybe we could use some of these. And I also have this scrap laying here that would cover them as well. We do not need to cover the gusset pieces and make that even more thicker. Is more thicker a word? I don't know. Let's see. I was hoping they would fit that way, but of course they're not going to. So So if we use them, I like this because it has tire tracks on it. And I probably picked it up because it reminds me of the tire tracks from my wheelchair, honestly. And it just kind of makes it look grungier, like somebody ran over top of it. Okay, let's see if these skinny pieces that I never have anywhere to use, and forgot I had. Oh, if we do that, we're going to have to layer a couple. I don't really want to layer anything. Sorry. I'm starting to whine now. That's not a good thing either, is it? Okay. Maybe one of these bigger ones will work better. Kind of like how this has the... That would work. And you don't see the lettering through. So something like that would work. I also have this piece written in a foreign... It came in a paper pack. I would not have the sewing... That would mess the sewing up all around this one. So I'm not going to use it. Here's another one. Here's another one. These are just some copies of what would be book pages out of an astronomy. Well, here you go. Astronomy for Amateurs book, probably. I don't know. They just came in a paper pack that probably came from Temu. And then I have a couple advertisement pieces. Should I use them? They would be sideways, but they also cover that up. And I don't mind book pages and things like that going sideways. So let's use the two advertisements and maybe this Foreign Hotel of Paris letter or receipt or some kind here. And we'll put these to the side for another day. Honestly, let's pull back one of these advertisements. Okay, let's pull this one back because I'm going to use a piece of this scrapbook paper today. And I'm just going to make sure that we get things stuck well with those crevices. So I do have some fabric tape handy that might be real good to put on these. So let me cut a piece off of my scrap so I don't have so much scrap laying here. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to cut here where I've got it folded. Yeah, that would work. These are just cut-offs from a journal that I've been making recently. I hope everyone is having a good day. It is wet, rainy, and I don't even know if it made it to 50 yet here in Ohio, southern Ohio. So it's not a great day to be out. I did go out and get some things at the store. And I received a package from Temu with some goodies in it. So there will be some things that on here that I might share with you. I do have the stickers, and if we use any other items. Now, this is not going to be easy to fold over, so I'm likely going to just glue it down and then come back and trim it up that way. So let's see what we want to use here for gluing. Where's my little sanding disc? Hiding, of course. There's a dauber. Where'd you go, buddy? Never find things when I want them. Really? I can't even find my... There it is. Okay, but not my sanding disc, but I did find my sanding file. So before I glue this down, I'm just going to hold it in my palm and just try to file this off a little. Ooh, check that out. Because that's how it's sticking up. I suppose, I wonder if the white, and if we put a label there, if we could use it like this and ink it up. Do you think? Well, I might try that on the first one, not even put paper on it. Let's see what happens here. If we simply sand off I wish I could find my sanding disc because it sure would be easier to use on one of these. Maybe they're hiding under the coffee filter. Nope. Behind the paste. Nope. It's hard for me to believe that it's disappeared that quickly. I have some extra sanding discs here. Let me just take one and put it on my ink dauber, because that's what they're made to do. And I just found my extras laying to the side here earlier today. So, I'm going to lay them still to the side, and let me put a disc on one of these. And I was working with my tray last night. I might have left my sander on my tray, so quite possible, because I didn't use it in my last video. There we go. Or did I? I don't remember. Okay, now this is a heck of a lot easier to use to do something like this with, because I'm going to get more of the little knobs with it. So I just turn my paper upside down, and let's see what happens when we go over the lettering. If it takes, well, it's going to leave the white, but kind of gives it some nostalgia thing, you know, with the name on there. Let's keep sanding though here and figure it out. What if, let me see if I can sand a little harder where the coffee is, and kind of, I don't think that's going to work. Not a grand idea, but in the whole scheme of things here. But I kind of like how it's doing that. Okay. I'm going to put glue down on it, and at least the glue will have some places to grab. So I'm going to go ahead and sand my other two here. And I'm going to try to use a glue stick on every one of them. So I'm just going to sand them all. And I think we might just eventually leave one uncovered. We'll see. Get my phone pin out of the way. That's how I'm able to turn my camera on and off. Believe it or not, it works the camera. So I'm able to get my camera turned on and off by myself now, and which is really cool. I don't have to depend on someone else, because I can't reach where it goes in, so I don't have to depend on another person to do that for me. When you do sanding, though, that will give you a bunch of paper crumbs on your desk, and you got to do something with them. For now, I'm just brushing them to the side. So, okay. We'll sand on this one a bit, and then we'll see about covering or inking them. I want to thank all my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here and part of my channel. I am growing in subscribers, and I received several just in the last week. Please stick around. I will have, once I get to 500, I'm going to have another giveaway, and I hope more of you will enter for that. And there might be a nice giveaway. It'll either be something that has been made, or it might even be a supply or two of some kind. So stick around for that, and you'll see as time goes on what I come up with. You never know what I might do on here as far as crafting goes. All right, so I also have some distress stamps here that might be more cool things to work with. So let's see. I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to put glue down and give it a shot with the old scrapbook paper. I just picked this glue bottle up today. Actually got it at Dollar Tree. I've not yet used it. So, get my glue flowing in it here. It is much easier for me to squeeze than the others. But to get enough glue out, looks like I could use both hands, and I'm okay with that. Leaves just a nice little, yeah, to get enough pressure with it, which is what I'd be doing if I had a Sugar Belle bottle. So it's so fine. This one's, to me, it's a lot better because I don't have that fine needle point tip. It's great for crafting and getting just a little bit of glue out at a time. But for someone like me who has a lot of strength limitations, it just makes it even more difficult to put glue onto things. And I originally said I was going to use my glue stick, and I still have it here somewhere, so I may use it on the next one. Or I could always use some of my fabric tape as well. Let's see how this glue does, if it's going to hold it before we... And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover them all at one time. And I'm just going to dot some glue around. Got to get it down along the bottom as well here. I even brought my paste along, so I don't know why I picked up the glue bottle, but I did. So let's call that part done with the glue bottle, and I'm going to come back with my glue stick and do the center, I think. And you have a little bit of time with this. You don't want to mess around too much. So, well, that will not go back on unless it's straight, Miriam. All right. So I do have my little spreader. And let me get my glue stick here. So once I get it down, I can use the glue stick and spread it around. I'll lay it aside to cool. Not cool, but to dry. Cool. Why did I say cool? Because I was thinking of a glue gun. Anyway, I'll lay it to the side to cool and do the next two, and then we'll come back, and it'll probably be likely dry enough that it'll be just fine. So I'm still going to spread this glue along the edges with my glue stick as I'm going here. There we go. We want to try to go clear to the edge. If I get it on my mat, I'll clean it up when I'm done. So I want to make sure I have plenty on here to hold this paper. There's not going to be any doubt that there's enough glue, that's for sure. And of course, the knobby things on it are going to make my glue stick a little funky for a while, but that's all right. I can straighten that up too. So I do not want to glue. I've got glue on this edge, but I really don't want to glue those. I only want to leave them as they are. So I'm going to put this kind of towards the top here so I don't waste a lot of paper, and make sure I get the whole thing on here. There we go. That just fits across there. There we go. That is good. So we'll press that down real good, and then I'm going to turn it over and hunt for my scraper, which is right here. I'm going to flap my sides back out here, and that way I can scrape it down with my scraper and spread that glue out good. Even though it's glue stick, if it spreads, it'll actually go down into the creases to hold things. Yeah, I'm starting even to see some little knob pieces on the top here as well. You might not be able to see them on camera, but there, you see them just tiny a little bit. It's it is letting the paper get down into some of those little creases and make what looks like the knobbed effect on it. All right, so let's lay that piece to the side for a few minutes. I really didn't bring along any labels that would work to cover that well. So I think I will use my papers. I'm going to, but I think I will. Hang on, I got something falling on me from the side. Why everything falls on me? It's because I put too many things on my desk. But I like to have things that I can get to and reach them where they are. Okay. This one I'm going to try to just do with glue stick. We'll see. If I need to come back and add with my white stick, I will. Or white glue, not white stick. Jeez, Miriam. I think you need to think about your words a little bit more today. You just don't seem to be coming out like they should. Of course, as you all know, I'll be hitting my 60th birthday this year. So, getting up there, folks. I know 60 is not that old, some of you are probably saying, but it's still a milestone for me. Alright. See if we can let's put this piece down, and we're going to put the smaller writing towards the top and the bigger towards the bottom, because it kind of increases in size, and we'll put that up like that so we can get as much of the small. Now this paper here is thinner than what I'm using, what I used on the other one, I mean. So it might actually be able to go back and ink some of these little knobs if this will press down in here. So maybe if I just kind of use my edge and go back and forth, it might bring some of those out. Who knows? Really don't know. Almost missed that edge up there, but I'm going to try to pull it up now. Okay. Again, I'm going to fold these back here because I don't want them covered. So, okay, that's okay. We'll put him up in the dry pile. And we got one more here. So, let's just try our glue stick again. We seem to be having success with it. So that's what we'll do. And when I ink these, we might get some ink to remain on top of these knobby pieces. Where you can see where I've sanded the knobs. And maybe that's why the glue's working and penetrating. A lot of food products and even some of the cardstock they put in the mail, it's coated almost to where, you know, they want to last, especially if it's a mailer that they're going to be putting through the mail, and it's an advertisement. They want it to last till it gets to you, so it's kind of coated with something in case it gets wet and rained on. I don't know what it is, but if you sand that a bit, it allows your glue to penetrate down into the paper. And I'm going to put this so that we're on the bottom part. I think we'll be, see, we want to get it completely covered. Yeah, I think that's as low as we can go and still get it completely covered. Yeah, that top is going side to side, and there's like hardly any left at the very top. So let's use my spreader again and really press down to spread this. Everything I got. I can feel the knobs more on this piece than the one I just did, so maybe I can get some ink to take it. Maybe the knobs will take some ink, I guess I should say. Get some ink to grab on their pieces. We'll see. Alright. It's really debatable. We'll see. I can feel it when I rub it with my hand, but I don't see it very easily on that one. Just barely on this one. You can see a little bit where I put the paper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my pieces off to the edge. Get my glue stick put back together here. It'll last longer if you put your lid on it, right? There we go. We're at 30 minutes now. So let's cut these and we'll be quick when we decorate. Quick and easy, do you think? I could pull out one of my tabs that I made too recently and put on one of these to decorate it. That might be cool. You can use your tabs on your pockets. It looks really cool when you do. I am trying, if the letters match up, to participate in the April ABC collaboration with Tony at Crafting by Tony and Margaret from Seven Plaza. Both have YouTube and Instagrams. I'm not sure if Margaret is at Seven Plaza on Instagram. However, it might be. I can't remember now. Some people use different Instagram than they do YouTube, which makes it a little confusing sometimes. However, I'm not sure about hers. Now, you could fold these over if you wanted on the side. And I hope I'm not off camera here, but I kind of got down close so you could see better today. Since I'm simply making some pockets, I'm just going to cut as closely as I can here. That one is done. Let's go to the next one. I didn't get a lot of time to dry, but it really doesn't take a glue stick that long. So they're dry enough to cut. That's all that matters. This paper is cutting so much easier than that piece of scrapbook paper did because it was a lot thicker. So it's quicker to cut through. And you can get up close to your edge a lot easier with something like this. Alright, push it down. Make sure all your corners are pushed down well and your edges when you cut. If you have to, go back in there after you're cut and add some of your white glue in there, whatever kind that you like to use. I mean, honestly, glue, it should be a personal preference because your atmosphere, your humidity, and your environment will affect your glues. Even the temperature, if your craft room can affect them, or whether your craft desk is sitting next to a heating vent. All those things can affect your glues, or next to an air conditioning vent, if that happens to be the case. So just because somebody in France or the United Kingdom or the Netherlands is using a type of glue, first off, it might not be available to us in the United States. And secondly, some of these atmosphere in, say, California is going to be delivered entirely different than the atmosphere in Southern Ohio, depending on the season, the time, and all those kinds of things. So, I mean, honestly, when you start out, buy some smaller bottles of glue until you're sure that's the glue you want and you like how it is and you can get it out of the bottle. So, you know, you might want to try some. I've tried many different ones till I found the ones that work. And if it truly doesn't work, you know, I will get rid of it. But if it works a little bit, then I will find ways to use the rest of the bottle because I don't like to throw things out like that. If it truly doesn't work, I'm not going to continue to use it to make a junk journal with it. That would be silly on my part. All right, that actually turned out pretty good, huh? So we got this piece. I don't know that we're going to get much of that coffee filter today, folks. We'll get the coffee sleeves done and maybe filters another day. All right, so we got these 3 coffee sleeves. Now all we need to do is brush away the scraps. And let's pull out some. I got my tickets up here. I've got all kinds of little goodies here that I can pull from to decorate some of these. like I have that many, right? So let's just pull my ticket pieces out, and let's see, we can use that one. And I've been using this one a lot in the journal I'm on now, so maybe I'll use something different. Maybe an orange one. I'm gonna lay these here. Let's just take one of each. If I don't use one, I'll add it to my random pieces that I have around my desk, on my desk, in my desk. No, I don't have anything in it. There's no place to put anything in it. It's just simply a table that lowers and raises with a push button motor. All right. I mean, we've already got this grunged up, so if I would come along with my, where's my dauber, for goodness sakes? My inking dauber. I had two here. Now I don't see. Oh, there we go. I have this. So we're going to get my, we're going to get walnut stain out. And we're actually going to use the walnut stain because it is walnut stain ink that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and ink around my edges because I want these to have that extra inking. And before I do that, I almost forgot. We're going to sand the edges a bit to get rid of where I might not have cut them so straight. And we're just going to come along and sand my edges. It will also help if you didn't cut it perfectly straight to get a little bit of that extra paper off there too. And blend it in with that helps to blend your edges in with something you're gluing on it, whatever your pieces happen to be. That's what I have noticed whenever I do some sanding. It kind of really brings things, kind of blends it in. And if you accidentally sand that off, you can come back and put washi tape down on the inside to support it, which is what I might do before I actually use them anyway. So we're going to sand. Okay, that one looks good. So let's just go ahead and ink it in case we only get one of these decorated here. Just trying to get my edges at this point. And then I got a little more sanding here, so I'm going to put a little bit at the corners. Just in some places I'm going to have just a wee bit more ink than others. Because the inking makes it look more aged. And, you know, if you've looked at an old book that's actually been inked up, it's not going to be exactly the same brown all the way around what you're working on. And let's see what happens if we just lightly, I wonder if it's going to pick up anything on the knobby parts. Nope, not going to work. All right, so it's not like embossing where you can pick up the pieces. So let's see what we can do here with something. Yeah. This is going to be number 1 here. And these are the sticker packs that I got from Temu. I also have some other labels up here that I just saw that I could possibly use here. I have some labels like this, and I have some blank labels that will work as well with something like this. Don't really like that. I'm going to throw that aside. And we're going to just kind of flip through these stickers and see what we can come up with and pull out 3 that we could potentially use on these. We're going to make it nice, simple, and sweet. Put a label and a sticker. This is the first pack here that I'm looking at. And, yeah, that's a little tall. Don't want to use him. I don't think he is quite as tall. No, he's not that tall. This first bunch is mostly women, girls, ladies. Just a few. I think that's a woman on that one. Let's go ahead and use her. I'm working on a boys' journal, so I didn't want to use all girls things in case I still need a pocket for it. I do not know if I do or I don't, because I'm still in the midst of working on it. And when I finish it, I will give you a final flip through so you can see. I just know you get tired of seeing the same old all the time, so trying to do some different things that can work and play with some different things. Oh, there's a little pink guy that's probably too tall. He is, but if we wanted to have him sticking up the top, we possibly could. So maybe we have a shorter child here somewhere. Aren't these just so cute, though? There's like 3 different packs in this bunch. He's cute. He's adorable. His head could actually... I'm okay with him being up over top. It really doesn't matter to me. See what else I got here, because I have not looked through these. Oh my gosh. Isn't he just adorable? Let's lay him over there. I don't want pink. And he's adorable too. And look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my heavens. These things are so cute. Wow. I even like this dude. Yeah, I have to say they're just adorable. Every one of them. He's shorter. I think we're going to go with him. I know I said I didn't want pink, but I really like him there. So let's see. Yeah. We're going to put his little head up over it to the side here. And what I'm going to... Perfect. I have it figured out, y'all. I'm going to grab one of my tabs to put it behind his head. And I even have a little plain tab that has nothing on it. So I think it will work to put behind this guy's head for now. Let's see. We could also use that one maybe. Or that one. It wouldn't matter if it's covered partially. And so let's just get a few tabs out so that we can put a tab on here as well. And we'll go from there. He is just so cute. I love that little face. And I don't mind that he has all this white. I could fussy cut him, but I could also take my ink, hopefully. We'll try it. Get my tea off of my envelope here so I can put it under. Let's get rid of some stickers here. Got way too many laying out. Quite a dapper fellow there. He is. Okay, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We'll ink this guy up here. I'm just using some ink that I still have on my dauber, because I don't want it to be like super duper dark. I just want to get rid of my white so that it will kind of blend in when I put it down on my paper. Yeah, that works. There we go. So compare him to one of the white ones. Pretty good. Okay, looks like he came that way, except for that smear right there. Let's fix that where I rubbed it off. Okay. And then we got to see if we can peel the sticker. Hopefully these aren't that difficult to peel, and I just felt it come up. Yep, right there it is. Very good. Gonna put him down as far as I can get away with going. You know what? What if we did that? And I'm just gonna see. You know what? I'm gonna leave that there on the bottom, and then when I glue this pocket down, that will kind of stick to the page there. So I really like that. It blends. Inking it made it blend in very well. You can't even see the white around it. Check that out. Well, my luck. Oh, got a little smear there. He keeps wanting to smear right there by his face, and I don't want him to be where you can't see him. So I'm going to leave this part sticking out down here, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry about it. Do we want a tab on here? Let's just put the tab right there in the middle. Love it. So it doesn't take me long to make decisions. It's already 47. Wow. How is it that the time goes so quickly when you're doing things like this, you know? Go get it down, and I'm going to do a little sanding. And I already, actually, when I made these, I did some sanding to them. So they're already inked up, so likely it won't need much. That is the beauty of having things made in advance. Caught on my fingernail, I think, there. All right. Now, isn't he cute? Isn't he adorable? And I do not... Oops, it slid. Help, help. I'm sliding and I'm going to get away. There we go. I'm just going to hold it together like this for a minute or two. There we go. And do I want to put any of these other stickers here? I got an Amsterdam sticker. Oh, here we go. We got a Berlin sticker. He just looks like he's from Berlin, doesn't he? It's a arrived sticker. Oh, it's already on my finger. How'd that happen? Okay. So where do we want to put this? And then I'm going to ink it over it a bit. And I'm not going to do anything else. I'll add another label or something to it when I put it into the journal, but I have that thus far. I really feel like he needs something here too, but let's see. All right. Don't want a large one. Maybe we can do, let's do this. And then if I can pull this Berlin one, which I think I can. Yes, I got. We're going to put it here. And remember, your bottom is arched, so I put my label on a little arched, so it won't look crooked. And I straighten this baby out, but it doesn't act like it wants to stick very well. So we're going to let that stay over, and I'm going to add a little glue to the back and stick it down with that. Some of your stickers and labels and things might not have enough sticky on them. And we're going to make this look like, when I find my sander, like it's supposed to be this way. Like the end of it kind of a, is it really there? There we go. Much, much better. I like that. What do you think? Yeah, I like it. And I like the white label. You could write something in there and that just kind of stands out. Okay, there's one. Number 2. We can put Our Lady on here. Oh, actually, let's do this. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to use the scissors to shorten this baby ticket. Or even, yeah, we're going to use the scissors to shorten this. And we're going to put this on like this because our little guy then will have something behind his head. So let's just put this down on here. And I just had another thought. We'll see if it'll work. These thoughts come to me when I'm mid doing things and it's like, oh, is it going to work? And what I have found, now this comes from somebody who was, as a card maker, was a perfectionist and everything. It had to be look precise and perfect or I didn't like it. So I have learned, however, with my journal making and ephemera making, that it doesn't matter. And the more I try to overthink it, the more difficult it is for me to get anything accomplished. And I mistakenly put glue up here, so I'm just going to wipe that off because we don't need glue up there. And we're going to give our little dude a place here. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what he needed, is a little background. So now he needs a lot of ink. So it will blend in. I'm doing the same thing I did with the other one with just what I got on my dauber. Trying to spread it around because I think it'll be just enough to make it work. There are people in the junk journal world who do not like stickers or shiny stickers. And I understand that. And I'm not criticizing it in any way because everybody has a right to their own opinion and do their own thing. I like them though. So I like to use them in journals that I make. I just think they add to it, like this cute little guy. I just think he adds a little cuteness to the project, and I just love to add things like this to them. And you really don't need lots and lots of decorations on them. I mean, really? You don't need a lot. I've got him. I still have this little orange piece if I want to come down here and add it. Do I wanna? Don't I wanna? I kind of like that look. Plus it gives him something to stand on. Okay, you got it. Where's the glue stick? I can put the glue stick under there. And I got a teeny tiny little tab that I think will be perfect for this one. And I think it's going to be too big to do what I wanted, however. I thought it might work to put it on the side of the tag hanging over the top, but it's not long enough. And I don't want to go back in there and change that now because I got everything glued down and we're at 55 minutes anyway. So I'll slip this piece up in here. I want it to be over the other. So I'm going to lift his feet up and then put them back down. And he's got, also has something under his feet. There we go. Put that down there. And now I have this tiny little tab, which I believe, what if we would put it on this side? Perfect. So I just folded it in half, so it folded slightly crooked, but I'm okay with that. In fact, that might be the way this was a die cut, and you know, it goes half on the front, half on the back, and I folded that as far as I can see. Oh, it might be a little off, I guess, but I'm going to, you'll never know it because half goes on the front and half goes on the back. So as long as it matches up where it needs to, we're good. This is the only problem with inking. I have loads of ink on my hands just from where I used my blue inks yesterday. And I don't think I've used any blue ink today. But I had used one of my blue inks yesterday that really, that doesn't want to stay. Let's use a little bit of pressure to get him to stay where we want him. Yeah, there we go. Then I can come along and make sure he's inked good around him. And I can see a little white there, but I'm just going to ink it. I'm not going to mess with trying to take it off and make it straight. Because chances are I'll probably be crooked somewhere else if I do that. All right. And then we have one more of these to do. And I will be done with the 3 I was making today. There we go. I need a paper clip that will work very well. I just don't have one handy. And I ended up not using my fabric tape, didn't I? I just now saw it laying over there. But I was going to use it for covering these. These covered very well. I didn't think they would cover this well. All right. So let's see. We have, I had a lady here that was going to be the right height. And she disappeared. You guys see it? Oh, there she is. Clear back here. And we don't even have to ink her. I don't believe. No. So we've got this nice grunge tab here that we can add. Let's just go ahead and add it to the center. We want to do that. Yeah. And I'm going to use my white glue this time. And I will apologize that this is a long video here. Longer than most of mine, but I'm having a blast decorating these, and I just want to finish them. Now I'm going to stick these together just to spread that glue out a bit. If I don't glue it to my leg first. Oh, I've just found something else to the side here that I can use. I have some more of these pieces that might be cool to put on here as well. Or, yeah, we can add that maybe to something. Alrighty. Again, I need a paper clip, but maybe that white glue will grab quicker than my glue stick did. Okay. Mamma mia, what on earth have I done here? Okay. And of course, I do need to come back and put a few coffee splatters on these. And I'll show you my quick and easy way I do that. If you watched my label video that I did, you'd already have seen it. But we'll put her there. And she doesn't quite blend in with that, but that's okay. I don't think darkening her up is going to do me any good. So we're going to come back in with a couple cut pieces here that I have. I'm going to cut this. Use that off the top. Oh, straighter, Miriam. It will look better. We got this label. And let's see what else I have close by that will work. Ah, we have this piece. Let's cut, and we have a good number on the top here. We do. However, we also can cut a piece of this off here, and we'll cut it right across here, right below the line. Don't be afraid to cut your pieces apart when you go to put them on, because that's often you can get a better looking something on your piece because you did that. Well, what do you think? Nope, I like it that way. Okay. Down we go. Oh, I just found something else that would probably look cool on this, laying up at the top of my desk. So I'm going to grab it next. These are just random pieces of ephemera, as I said, that I have laying around here. I don't mind if I get my fingers all messy. I keep a pack of baby wipes nearby. My hands must be weaker today because I just am not squeezing great. But that's okay. It works. See why I use a contact paper covered mat? Then I can clean up my mat and not worry about ruining it. If I need, I have a cutting mat if I need to use it. I have a larger one and a smaller one that I can use. So it's no big deal to pull something like that in. And I kind of want to put that just on that square corner there. That's the perfectionist in me doing it. And we didn't get enough glue under here, so let's give this piece a little more glue under here. I think I might have overshot it, but that's all right. We'll go push it down in there. Yeah, that will be great. Reaching for that piece I was telling you about up here. I saw this brown paper flower here, and I didn't know. Oh no, that's way too large for that. Okay, so I'm not gonna put it on there. Nope. I think I'm good. Where'd my leg go? So, this is what I come up with. These are the coffee sleeve pockets. Ooh, did you notice that piece right there popped up when I grabbed a hold of it? Get these laid out here so you can see what we got. So next time you decide you're going to get a coffee, save your coffee sleeve when you're out in public. Or if you know anyone that constantly gets coffees, say at work or something, ask them to save the sleeves, ask your family. Call them, say, hey, by the way, do you ever get coffee at work? And do you ever save those coffee sleeves? And you would have some to make something. Oh, that didn't belong in there. So we got this one, and we have this guy who keeps getting a dirty face for some reason. All right, so let's pull them down a little. I got all three of those. There we go. That's what we did with our coffee sleeves, making pockets. So there's some really simple ways that you can use everyday things you run into every day to make things for your journal, give you the bases you need, and all you have to do is cover them and create the decorative parts without even starting from scratch. I did not sand around every single one of these. I only inked the ones. I'm going to go ahead and sand and ink them. And I'm going to do that off camera since I am done with the decorating otherwise. So you all have a wonderful evening and try out some coffee sleeve pockets and see what you think. Bye for now, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. You all come back now.